So today I'll be starting this series of videos and talking about different games I like. And the focus is mostly on their design. I haven't done this before, so I'll probably be missing a lot of stuff. Also, only want the videos to be about 5 to 10 minutes long. Since I'm in the homebrew or making like Game Boy homebrew games, I'd talk about one today. I'm going to talk about the Super Dassalo land. So I played this game about twice. Played it like 2 weeks ago, and then I played it again just the other day. I also watched his podcast interview, read the dev blog, and I watched the full special he made. Done quite a bit of research. First thing the game also makes me think about, when I first saw it, was this other comedian called Jimmy O Yang, and I thought it'd be funny since he made his based off his last name, Super Dassalo Land. If there was one called like Super O Yang Land or something similar. Okay, so the basics, the different attacks, there's the microphone whip attack, round pound, slide, and then the wall jump. The slide one is mostly used just for reaching the other collectibles and what I played. Okay, so the main part I'll talk about are structure of the world and like the levels. So it seems like they're all themed around his stand-up comedy routines, and the art that he makes is largely influenced from the Nintendo stuff and other retro things. And the structure of the world is that there is 2 to 3 levels per world, and then there's a boss that'll say be on it for the final part. Going into the next world, there's a little dialog box that opens up where he's like full screen talking about something, and then there's a little door cutscene. Look at the levels themselves. We have the first world, which is the ramen springs, and I'll be talking about the different enemies and also the structure. The first level is just, actually most levels are always, you start on the left side and you go to the right. There's a few different levels, but there's not too many. But the variety comes in the play of the themes of the worlds, and then each of the enemies are pretty different. So then the design here is, there's the pineapple moving enemies in the first level, and some airhead looking guys that go up and down, and then some of these bouncy platforms. You also have them in some of the other levels in the second and third one. The second one, they have these like veggie things that pop out of the pits. These little newspaper guys. Also these little egg platforms that are just mostly for some collectibles. Third one's actually a vertical section with a bit of wall jumping, and there's more bouncy platforms. There's the ramen cups that are used for wall jumping, and then there's these pineapple moving enemies again from the first level. The second level, it's left to right, but then there's these cars, green cars. There's the different hands that you need to ground pound, like a slightly hidden collectible as well on the first level of the second world. Second level actually has more of a box style. You have to travel through the light bulbs, different bouncing platforms as well. There's actually no enemies. They're just like some bouncing platforms. Then finally, for the World 3, the Blackout HQ, level 1, there's just another left to right style level. And there's some sewer drip. And then there's these bees that have beer. There's 3 of them. And the green one stands still. And then the other one's moving a little bit. Level 2, have the slot machines, these rats that will shoot these projectiles, and then there is some more wall jumping and sliding for collectibles. Yeah, the design of the bosses, there's lots of variety in them. So the level 1 is just a chase sequence. In level 2, you'll have to jump over different obstacles, but since there's no health system in the game, then it's actually not super challenging. And then the third one, 2 shmup sequences basically where you have to fight the third boss and then the final boss in the shmup sort of shoot 'em up sequence. Made this graphic as well that shows, it's a little blurry because I just took screenshots from the game, but I'd have the 3 worlds, and then at the top are the different enemy movement types, and There's a lot of them that are similar, but they're slightly different just because the art's different, or they have a slightly different movement. Last thing about design is the ending has really nice credits. They sort of remind me of a movie where it has the fancy credits at the end, and it shows all the actors' names. Or if you're watching maybe an older movie, it shows the credits at the start before the film begins. So that's gonna wrap up my first video in this series looking at Super Dassalo. It's a very good variety in its design. The enemies, even though they're a little similar, they're still different enough just because the sprites are different, the movement counts are a little bit different, and there's a lot of different variety in the bosses.